I'd like to call the meeting of our State Transportation Board of Georgia to order. At this time, I would like to ask our board member, Joe Stein, if he would lead us in our invocation as well as our Pledge of Allegiance. Would everyone rise?
Heavenly Father, thank you for the many blessings you've given us. Thank you for allowing us to live in the great state of Georgia with our families and loved ones. Thank you for the leaders who have made this state an example for the entire nation, including this speaker, who I understand will be with us today. We thank you also for the tremendous GDOT team we're privileged to serve with, including its superb leaders such as Brad Saxon, who is with us today. I ask that you give us the wisdom to make the right decision on all the issues we are faced with, that you give us a servant's heart to always do what is right for the citizens of our state, and the energy to make a real difference in everything we do. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everyone here to our May meeting, and at this time, I'm going to have the roll called by our board secretary.
Okay, I will go by congressional district, starting with District 1, Chairman Purcell.
Present.
2, Ms. Williams.
Here.
3, Mr. McIntyre.
Here.
4, Mr. Brown. 5, Ms. Key.
Here.
6, Mr. Stoner.
Here.
7, Mr. Stein.
Present.
8, Mr. Golden.
Here.
9, Ms. Dunn.
Here.
10, Mr. Boswell.
Here.
11, Mr. Lewis.
Here.
12, Mr. Stipes.
Here.
13, Ms. Lemon. And 14, Mr. Grabley.
Here.
Hearing that a quorum is present, we'll proceed. Again, I want to welcome everyone that's in attendance this morning. We have a lot of information to share with you from our board committees during this meeting. Each of us have received by email the minutes from our April board meeting. I hope you've had an opportunity to read those minutes, and at this time, I will accept a motion to approve the minutes of our April board meeting.
So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second. Anyone have any corrections to those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes carry. The board minutes have been approved for our April meeting. At this time, I will entertain a report for our projects for the 2025 letting. Mr. Abbott Shelby will come forward as our Director of Program Delivery.
So, good morning, Madam Chair, Deputy Commissioner, and members of the board. I am here to present the projects the department is proposing to advertise for the June 2025 letting. Before we present the June 2025 letting, here are the current fiscal year 2025 results. We have let a total of 220 projects in fiscal year 2025. This chart shows the number of projects by improvement type. The value of these 220 projects is approximately $1.8 billion through the April 2025 bid award. Of the 220 projects, 208 are GDOT let with an approximate value of $1.5 billion, and 12 are local let with an approximate value of $286 million. And that includes one South Carolina DOT project that we participated in worth $183 million. This chart shows the dollar amount distribution by improvement type, with bridge, roadway, and maintenance projects making up the bulk of these improvement types. Here are the results of the April 2025 letting. Of the 19 GDOT contracts that were presented to the board, all were awarded. Now I'm going to discuss the projects in the June 2025 letting. We have a total of 34 projects, 30 are GDOT let, and 4 are local lets. The next 4 slides list these 34 projects arranged by congressional district. a lot of them. So as you can see with this slide, we're letting a variety of projects throughout the state to address maintenance, bridge, capacity, and safety issues. The first highlighted project will resurface I-95 in Chatham County for a length of 11.7 miles. It was last resurfaced in 2011. This next project will resurface State Route 11 in Bibb County for a length of 9.7 miles. Both of these projects are excellent examples of maintaining our existing infrastructure. This next project was collaboratively funded and is locally delivered project that will begin at State Route 14, which is US 29, with a new single-lane roundabout located at the access road to Fire Station number 6, and then run easterly across CSX Railroad and Herring Road via a new bridge, and will terminate at the east side of Herring Road with an access road to existing Herring Road. This will be a locally led project by Coweta County. This next project proposes the reconstruction of Panola Road at I-20 interchange and widen the existing corridor from a 5-lane flush median to a 6-lane raised median section. This main line will remain an urban section and will vary from 2 to 3 lanes, 12-foot lanes with a 20-foot raised concrete median, 4-foot bike lanes, and 12-foot shoulders that include curb and gutter and 5 feet sidewalks. At the I-20 interchange bridge, Panola Road will be widened to 4 lanes in each direction and will incorporate a diverging diamond design, shifting traffic from one side of the road to the other. The intersection improvements, including turn lane additions, will also be incorporated at a number of side roads along the project corridor. Traffic will be maintained via staging during construction, and the new Panola Bridge length is designed to accommodate future widening along I-20. These next 3 projects propose to upgrade the existing lighting along the I-85 corridor and tunnel lighting along I-75, changing it from high-pressure sodium light bulbs to the more efficient, energy-efficient LED light bulb fixtures. The work includes replacement of conduit, missing wiring, and/or moving existing service points. These projects are excellent examples of improving the safety of our corridors for the traveling public. This next proposed project is the construction of a single-lane roundabout at the intersection of State Route 92 at Campbellton Fairburn Road, Butner Road, and Ridge Road. The project is expected to reduce crash frequency and severity at the intersection. This next project will replace the existing bridge on Freemanville Road over Cooper Sandy Creek. The new bridge will be constructed on the existing alignment with an off-site detour. The total project length is approximately 0.5 miles. The existing bridge was constructed in 1960, which is 65 years ago. And here's a ground view of that bridge to be replaced. The last highlighted project will resurface State Route 20, which is also US 411 in Bartow County for a length of 6.4 miles. So we have 34 projects proposed for the May 2025 letting. 30 are GDOT lets and 4 are local lets. This chart shows the dollar amount distribution by improvement type. The estimate of the projects in the June 2025 letting are approximately $227 million. This chart shows the dollar amount distribution by improvement type. I now ask for your consideration for approval of the proposed projects presented for the June 2025 letting.
Albert, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe that the only stupid question is a question that isn't asked. So I've never asked this question. Do your letting reports include any TIA projects, or is it strictly GDOT projects?
So we have TIA projects that are going to be let that month. We also show those, and Kenneth will come up and present those when we have them.
Okay, thank you.
Do I have any other questions before I bring this before the board in regards to any of the proposals that you've heard for the 2025 June letting? If not, I will entertain a motion at this time that we accept the request as presented to us this morning for the 2025 June letting for our projects. I have a motion. I have a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Seeing none, the ayes have it. Please continue.
Thank you.
All right. We will now entertain from our Deputy Director of State Planning, Matt Markham, if you'll come forward.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair, Deputy Commissioner, and members of the board. I'm pleased to come before you this morning to present the proposed revisions to the construction work program. I have two sets of revisions to bring to you today. The first set that you see here are coming to you for the first time for review, and we'll come back next month for recommended action. There are three projects. Two of them are changes in descriptions, and one of them is an addition to the program. The next set that I'm bringing before you here, these came to you last month for the first time for review and come back before you this month for proposed action. There are 6 projects on there, all of the bridges, all deletions from the program. Madam Chair, I'd be happy to take questions or ask for your favorable consideration.
Do I have any questions at this time? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion that we approve the revisions to the construction work plan. I have a motion. I have a second. Have a second. Any other comments that need to be made? Seeing none, I call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes carry and so pass.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Now we will entertain our Deputy Commissioner, Brad Saxon, for the Commission report in regards to what has happened since our last meeting in April.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Happy to be here today for Commissioner McMurray to give Commissioner's report. As you know, he is attending AASHTO in Connecticut. So, as usual, we will start with fund collections. So for the total for April, $224.53 million. Of that, excise was $202.03 million, and the fees were $22.5 million. The fiscal year to date is $2.04 billion, with excise being $1.83 billion and $211 million in fees. Next, we always go over the employment data. For the month, 3,990 regular full-time staff, which you'll know is the same number we reported last month, so we are treading water at net zero. 57 people were hired and onboarded, and 57 employees separated. The procurement report, monthly activity was 201 total contracts awarded in the engineering, design, right-of-way, and geotechnical awards at a value of $48.9 million, and the fiscal year to date is 1,831 total contracts valued at $851 million. Moving into projects open to traffic since we last met. The first project I'd like to highlight is in Congressional District 10, Franklin County, GDOT District 1. This bridge replacement project can consist of 0.3 miles of construction of a bridge and approaches on State Route 59 over Stevens Creek in Franklin County. You can see the new structure there. This contractor was E.R. Snell Contractor, Inc. It was open to traffic on April the 25th, ahead of schedule, by the way, with a total GDOT investment of $5.9 million. The next project, Congressional District 8, Colquitt County, GDOT District 4. This is a section of State Route 133. It was reconstructed and widened to a 4-lane divided median roadway from south of State Route 35, US 319 to north of the Colquitt County line. The contractor for this project was Reams and Son Construction Company. It opened the traffic on April 16th, 2025, ahead of schedule. So the completion date for this project was July the 4th. So they come in way ahead of schedule, so appreciate Reams Construction and their efforts. The total investment by GDOT was $99 million. Next to Congressional District 14, Polk County, GDOT District 6, a bridge replacement project consisting of construction of a bridge and approaches on State Route 1 Business, US 27, over Cedar Creek tributary in Polk County. The contractor was Williams Contracting Company, LLC. It opened to traffic on April the 14th, 2025, also ahead of schedule. And the total investment by GDOT was $4.8 million. Next, going to Congressional District 5, the mighty 5th, Ms. Key. So, DeKalb County, GDOT District 7, and Paul Denard in his district update yesterday mentioned this project at Maynard Terrace. The project consisted of the construction of a roundabout on I-20, eastbound off-ramp, Maynard Terrace, and McPherson Avenue in DeKalb County. The contractor was BRTU Construction, Inc., and it was open to traffic April 20th, 2025. But I'd like to note that it was actually put in roundabout configuration before the end of the calendar year, so benefits have already been seen for quite some time. The total investment by GDOT in this project was $7.4 million. Next, to highlight an aviation project, Congressional District 3, Henry County, GDOT District 3. This aviation project at the Atlanta Speedway Airport in Henry County consisted of the rehab of a runway to include placement of a single surface treatment crack relief layer, placement of 13,000 tons of asphaltic surface course, grooving of the runway surface, and pavement markings. And you can see those nice, bright, new pavement markings there in the photos. The contractor was C.W. Matthews Construction Company. The total investment for this project was $2.2 million. Moving into our normal time of telling you the great things that are going on here at the department, we would have awards and updates. The first one, last month, the Southern District of the Institute of Transportation Engineers, or SDITE, held its annual meeting. Every spring, more than 300 transportation professionals from academia, government, and the private sector gathered to share ideas, participate in technical sessions, network, and recognize the achievements of members. It was a special night for the department as we took home several awards. The big winner of the night, shown right here, was our own Director of Permits and Operations, John Hibbard, who won the John F. Exnicios Outstanding Public Service Award. John is especially deserving of this award because it recognizes outstanding community service and public sector contributions, which is a perfect description of John's career. Congratulations to John on this well-deserved recognition. The department also won 2 of the 5 Special Project Awards. The Special Project Awards honor innovative and impactful projects demonstrating excellence in engineering. GDOT's ITE STEAM Camp won in the Traffic Engineering Award category. As a reminder, the ITE STEAM Camp, developed in partnership with Georgia ITE and Art It Out Therapy, is designed to encourage careers in transportation among children in the years before their college age. You saw our state transportation engineer, Sam Harris, provide an overview of the program in December. This program places an emphasis on students from disadvantaged backgrounds and greater female participation. Last year, nearly 60 kids participated, and the program awarded over $2,600 in scholarships to families in need. The second award was in the Transportation Systems Management and Operations category, and GDOT and the Atlanta Regional Commission won for our joint use data purchasing programs. Over a period of more than 4 years, GDOT and ARC worked together to develop and implement a comprehensive interagency data acquisition and management program. By reducing data duplication, providing more powerful and standardized analytics tools, and purchasing in bulk, GDOT and ARC conservatively estimate that we've saved over $3.9 million annually. Additionally, the comprehensive interagency data acquisition and management program has helped both agencies to better address their agency-wide goals. So as you can see, it was a good night for the department, served to highlight the great work that we're doing to better improve transportation in the state and for our citizens in Georgia. Last December, Sam was last December. GHCA came in December and actually gave an overview, Georgia Highway Contractors Association gave an overview, an update on their Georgia High School Heavy Equipment Operator Program. And GHCA is the owner of that program, and GDOT is very proud to be able to support and partner with them with this program. So I'm pleased to announce that the Washington County High School Heavy Equipment Operator Program is wrapping up its second year. And last week, 18 Washington County High School students who were enrolled in the class completed their end-of-course final capstone project. And that event was held at the district office campus in District 2 in Tennille. Prior to this event, students underwent a year-long training on a Caterpillar excavator simulator, which is a safe, hands-on virtual experience that teaches heavy equipment operations. The capstone project was the students' first opportunity to operate an actual excavator, and they were evaluated on their skills by loading a tandem dump truck. I'd like to show you a video that was produced by Will Volk, GDOT's District Communications Officer for District 2, that really gives an inside look at the program. And we need volume.
They're getting to operate one of these.
They don't have to go tell them what they can do. They're showing them what they can do.
You want to talk career ready? How many 17 or 18-year-olds do you know who can go up to an employer and say, I know how to run an excavator?
They've worked all year on simulators there at the school, and now they get to run the real thing, the real equipment.
District Maintenance Manager Caleb Lord has worked with Washington County High School's heavy equipment operator class multiple times this year, from in-class visits to trips to GDOT's District 2 office. It all culminates here as students get to show what they know on real equipment.
I've always loved mechanical things throughout my life, and I just thought this would be a great way to expand my horizons.
After practicing on simulators throughout the year, Senior Thomas Duggan appreciates the opportunity to get time on the real thing.
I've enjoyed it, and I think it's really grand having all this stuff out here, getting people ready for the real world, especially with excavators and big heavy machinery, because you don't really get a lot of training into that beforehand.
Since they're getting real experience now, instructor John Walraven says that puts them ahead of the game.
If they go to work straight out of high school, it helps them where it shortens their training time when they go to work with an employer.
And that future employer could be right here watching as representatives from GDOT and several local companies are in attendance.
They're being interviewed today and don't even realize it. So you've got people in higher positions with these companies here recruiting, and the students don't even know.
Every student passed and earned a certificate.
And they can always go to an interview and have that certificate in hand and show them, say, hey, this is what I've done.
Doing something not many high schoolers can do. In Tennille, I'm Will Volk for GDOT Communications.
So as Will said, glad to report that all of those students passed their capstone exam there that day and earned their operator certificates. And I want to let you know that that program is already paying direct dividends to the department. Peyton Schuler, who went through the program last year, is now working as a highway maintenance technician in District 2. And we actually are actively got another participant from this year's class going through our interview process at this time. So very paying dividends for industry. And as Will said, you know, special thanks to the folks who were there that day, sponsors of the event, Pittman Construction, Reeves Construction, Yancey Brothers, and Howard Shepard were all there, had representatives there. And really just a special thanks to GHCA for their program. I mean, they're the ones, this is their program. They're the ones that done the work to get this done with the support of the legislature, made this possible. And we're just very excited to be part of their program and allowing us to be a participant. All right, moving forward, this is something I'll bring to you a little bit as a teaser, because I'll get to that part of why it's a tease here in a minute. But last month, Commissioner McMurray joined Anna Roach, Executive Director of ARC, and leaders from the Technical College System of Georgia at the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta to discuss current and future staffing needs and transportation under ARC's new Building Georgia program. Building Georgia is a workforce partnership program created by ARC to foster collaboration across the state between government agencies, private sector, and the workforce training community to improve employment in the infrastructure construction sector. And I understand the reason it's a tease is because I understand from the commissioner that we're going to schedule ARC to join us in the coming months to provide a full update on the program to the board. So stay tuned for that, and I know we'll all be looking forward to hearing what great work they're doing with the Building Georgia program. And speaking of employment and our employees, we had a number of, we've had a number of GDOT employee-focused topics so far in the report this month. It's timely because Georgia State Employees Recognition Week was last week, May 4th through the 10th. The department joined our fellow agencies across the state to recognize and celebrate the work of the dedicated public servants throughout Georgia. Last week, we conducted several in-person and virtual activities to recognize and acknowledge the hard work and commitment of our employees, and for good reason. As we all know, their hard work and dedication is the foundation on which the success of this department is built. Nothing gets done without them. And as the commissioner has said many times, every state around us has the same asphalt, the same concrete, the same opportunities. What's the difference? It's our people. They're the ones who makes the department great. So I'd like to show a short video which highlights the very best of GDOT and focus the spotlight on our employees' many contributions and achievements.
It's those units and individuals that represent Team GDOT in service to one another and to the traveling public.
We've got a ton of great ladies and gentlemen that work for us, running equipment for us. We ask them to do a lot all year long in really bad conditions sometimes.
This is extremely unforgiving and inherently dangerous work, but it's gratifying.
I appreciate the work you do, certainly helping me to get that important data.
We are engineers, HR professionals, civil rights and right-of-way managers, construction and procurement teams, planners, permit processors, IT specialists, legal advisors, finance experts, communication staff, district offices, and program delivery teams, all playing a vital part in that road building activity.
Jody Warren, and I've been with the HERO unit just over a year.
My name is Matthew Owen, specialized with inspection supervisor.
Troy Redmond, technical specialist. I've been here 17 years.
My name is Scott Chambers. I'm the district engineer for District 4, which is southwest region of the state.
My name is Keisha Davis, and I've been with the HERO unit for a little over 7 years.
Much more than just a hotline. It's much more than just dialing 511 to get an operator to get help.
It's a new day for safety and technology in the city of Atlanta and also the region. So I just want to thank GDOT for being a leader in working with our partners in Washington and around the country to see this a reality in Atlanta.
At GDOT, teamwork and collaboration are at the heart of everything we do. From the simple to the complex, every task is accomplished through the dedication and effort of our people, all the people in every office, in every unit that makes up the Georgia Department of Transportation.
It's awesome to see the amount of skill, the amount of pride y'all put into, and the amount of work that you put in, but also preparing and honing in your skills for the day-to-day work that we do out there on Georgia roadways. So really proud of the work that the men and women here at GDOT are doing.
I'd just like to say I really appreciate all of the staff who have made this possible. It's a really great thing, but it takes the support of our executive management team all the way down.
And thank you to the folks in communications who were responsible for putting that wonderful video together. I mean, there's a lot of things in there, of course, I remember were happening. One of my favorite ones in there, if you noticed, traffic signals being put together. That was after Helene, and guess what? None of those folks work in traffic signals. But we're always all hands on deck. It just shows the dedication and commitment of our workforce. I'm always humbled in those times to know the things we ask our men and women to do, and they do them without grumbling and do them in a remarkable manner. And that's day in and day out, but we shine the best in the worst times. So I'm just very thankful to be one of the team. So thank you, everyone at GDOT, for the great work you do every day for this state. Now, from the penthouse to the somewhere else. So finally, if you've ever been on a road trip, you may know the importance of a restroom. Much less a well-maintained one, right? So travelers on 95 near Savannah may be interested to know that I-95 southbound Georgia Welcome Center at milepost 111 was named the best public restroom in the state of Georgia. So a West Coast-based organization providing support services to the trucking industry surveyed more than 3,000 drivers and truckers, and the Georgia Welcome Center on I-95 near Savannah took top honors in Georgia. In addition to the quality and cleanliness of the facilities, those who were surveyed liked that the location is a welcome center with hospitality-driven amenities and additional information on the region, which were mentioned as a plus by the respondents. And I'd be remiss not to say, if you have not been to this Welcome Center, you need to see it because it is unique. Madam Chair was the project manager. And she was introduced as such at the ribbon cutting by the commissioner. So, and yours truly was the junior project manager. So, but it is remarkable, and the amenities in there were a public-private partnership with Visit Savannah, the Golden Isles Visitors Bureau, and others. It's really a unique facility. So if you're ever southbound in 95 coming into Georgia, stop by. But in all seriousness, it's quite an accomplishment. It takes a lot to maintain these facilities, and it's no easy task. For the amount of use, you would be amazed, the amount of use, these facilities and the wear and tear on them. So special thanks to D5 Roadside Enhancement Team, because they deserve the credit for working with our janitorial, custodial, and landscape contractors to provide the high level of services needed to obtain such an award. So with that, Madam Chair, thank you for the opportunity to provide a Commissioner's report today. Members of the board, that concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Do I have any questions or statements to our Deputy Commissioner to the end of this month? Seeing none. Also, before you leave the podium, Brad, if you would, we have a former Georgia Department of Transportation member out in our audience today that I wish to recognize. But in addition to being a former member of this board, he presently serves as the Speaker of the Georgia House of Representatives. And I want you to help me greet and welcome my dear friend, John Burns.
Thank you, Ms. Ann. We got your back. I see they had your back.
Yeah. I knew you slipped in. I felt you.
Please, if you'd like to.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, always, sir.
Always a pleasure. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Boy, I see some familiar faces on this board. They have done a lot of good work for Georgia. Miss Ann, thank you for this opportunity to come by and express some personal gratitude for someone that has been a true champion for Georgia over the years. And I know a little bit about him, but I did look at his resume on the way over here, and I didn't know he started, where did he go? He started on a shovel, I think you did, didn't you? I don't mean a powered shovel either.
No, sir. No, sir.
So he started this department where you need to start, at the bottom, and worked his way up to the top. And I think that speaks to whom he is. But first, before I won't say anything else about him, I want to thank you all for this board and what your impact is on Georgia, on the leadership of this chair lady, and what you all are doing to take of your time and give of your time and expertise to make a difference in Georgia. We all know that along with a great opportunity comes great challenges. And we have those here because in transportation, I believe, as a Georgian who travels, and I've been to those restrooms, a lot of them, Micah, as you have, because I've stopped fairly often when I'm out traveling. It makes a difference and it's keeping us that number one place in this country in which to do business because of our transportation infrastructure. And y'all have our commitment from the General Assembly and especially from the House that I can speak to that we will continue to support along with a great governor and a state that's moving forward in the right direction, support the issues that enable you to get projects done and continue to make this state, again, the best place to live, work, and raise a family. And I like to add, have a little fun, so you can travel to those places when you're out traveling. So again, thank you for y'all's service to the state. I see you have some rookie members. How are they working out, Miss Ann?
Pretty good. We're going to keep them for a while.
Well, I just wanted to stop by again. Russell is a Georgia Southern guy, was well trained down in Statesboro, and we appreciate his service to this board and to this state. He certainly has led this department and the great employees we have. I love the program. I think it's a good public-private partnership between this department and the contractors on ensuring that we have a workforce that goes along with great infrastructure. And that's how we maintain our state. So we need to make sure we are enabling our young people to better themselves. And I think this is a great example how young people can come to the Georgia Department of Transportation and begin their careers and be devoted and committed to what this department and the mission of it is. And I think no one better exemplifies that than the career of Brad Saxon. He is a steady hand. Y'all know him. He's a good listener. What I like about him is he's very knowledgeable. He deals with the facts. He's a problem solver. I think Gary Priester may have changed you a little bit along those lines. He was a problem solver as well when he was down at District 5, and certainly you followed those steps down there. You've worked your way up through this department. But the kind of employee that makes a difference for this state, the kind of citizen who makes a difference in this state, because he does care about his neighbors. He cares about the priorities of this department, and I can tell you, with his commitment comes trust. Not trust from the folks back home. I happen to be from down there too, so I know of his service in the community. Now, he's valued in his community, not as a deputy commissioner, but as an individual who cares about his family and cares about other families. I think those are all the values that just speak to who Brad Saxon is, why he's been so successful here, why you all, this board, has, and why Russell has such confidence in him, is I think one of his latest challenges was to mentor other district engineers as they came under his tutelage. And I think what a challenge that would be. Those are some pretty accomplished folks as well. And how you have the demeanor and you're able to speak to them and help them improve themselves, all in the course of ensuring that the mission of this department working for Georgians is met. So I think that's another high accolade that speaks to who you are and how you relate to people. I just want to thank you as a Georgian, as a member of the House, for your service to Georgia. We look forward to honoring you again if we can get you back to Atlanta come the first of the year. And we won't even give that away. You'll be surprised when you get back. We may have something for you. But I just want to thank again this board for what y'all have done, the great confidence we have in decisions you make amongst the membership and on the House and the Transportation Committee Chair. Rick Jaspers does a great job. But we have a great legacy of transportation in our state, great leaders for many, many years. And I'm proud, Miss Ann, thank you for that introduction. I'm very proud to have served on this board and include that in my resume as a prominent part of my service to this state. So thank y'all. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for letting me come by. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Congratulations. Glad to be here. Thanks again, Ms. Ann.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us this morning and especially to say the praises and honor Brad Saxon for us. And welcome back home anytime you can get there. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Now I'll bring us back to order and get back to our schedule. At this time, I would like to invite Board Member Tim Golden to the podium for a special recommendation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Gosh, it can be hard to follow the speaker. We really appreciate it, and our Deputy Commissioner as well. So, gosh, all the comments that our distinguished speaker made about Brad Saxon, I can make about the fellow I'm fixing to honor. I will tell you, it's with mixed emotions when the Commissioner said he sent me a text and said I couldn't be here today. Would I read the resolution? And I debated whether to say yes or no. I wanted to say no because I hate to lose our district engineer. But I said yes because I'm very honored to have the privilege to read this resolution and make a few comments about someone just like Brad Saxon, who has spent a career dedicated to Georgia, dedicated to making sure we got the best highways in the nation, as well as the safest. With that, I will also say one other thing before I read this resolution. You talk about someone that was tested and had the experience to deal with it. He's dealt with more storms than I hate to count them all, but it started with Michael, had Idalia, he's had floods, he's had tornadoes, and the end of his career with Hurricane Helene. And you're talking about someone who stepped to the plate when it really, really mattered. Scott Chambers stepped to the plate, did an outstanding job helping our communities that were devastated by that horrific storm. And with that, Scott, thank you for that so very much. He's got his wife, Gina. I want to thank her for the patience of dealing with board members who called frequently. Thank you so much. With that, let me, Scott, if you want to come and start your way up here. And I love that, by the way, the photograph with the little floppy hat. Why didn't you bring that?
It's in the car, I can go get it.
When I first saw him with coat and tie on, I thought, who is that? But gosh, he's a worker. That's why he was dressed that way. But let me read this resolution honoring Scott. We appreciate you so much. Whereas Scott Chambers, a graduate of Georgia Southern University with a degree in civil engineering technology, is retiring from the Department of Transportation, Georgia Department of Transportation, after a 32-year career highlighted by his diligent work for the safety and mobility of Georgia's roadways, specifically GDOT District 4. Whereas Scott began his career at the Georgia Department of Transportation in 1993, working out of Valdosta office as a civil engineering technologist, where he first acquired the knowledge and understanding of the department's policies, procedures, programs that would be the foundation of his career. His skill and expertise in construction led him to the position of construction project engineer in District 4. In 1998, Scott's dedication to improving Georgia transportation led him to the Albany area, Miss Kathy, where he accepted the promotion of assistant area engineer for construction. 2001, Scott received another promotion to area engineer for interstate reconstruction, and he oversaw $750 million of Interstate 75 widening and construction projects in District 4. No easy task. Scott has built an impressive career at this department, marked by steady growth and advancement. Over the years, he's held the positions of Assistant District Construction Engineer, District Construction Engineer, District Maintenance Engineer, helping to shape District 4's infrastructure. That's why he was more than capable for the storm being handled. What great experience we're losing. In 2021, Scott was promoted to his final role as District Engineer, where he has built partnerships with the public, transportation stakeholders, state and local lawmakers, oversees district projects and programs, manages district staff building, maintenance, and operating District 4's transportation system. He also broke in a new building as well while he was there in Tifton. Whereas Scott's career at the Department of Transportation featured many notable achievements, his service and dedication to the citizens of Georgia is exemplified by his efforts in leading the response and recovery operations of Hurricane Michael in 2018, Hurricane Idalia in 2023, and Hurricane Helene in 2024, where his leadership and contributions directly impacted so many Georgians and has had a lasting impact on our state. He is becoming a hurricane expert, I might add. We are going to, by the way, I hadn't told him this yet, Brad, but we do have a addendum to his retirement that we can bring him back at any time we have another hurricane. Whereas Scott is dedicated to his family and his wife Gina, he has 4 children, 3 grandchildren, which may explain his retirement. Therefore, let it be resolved that the State Transportation Board recognizes Scott Chambers for his contributions, his loyal service, his leadership, unwavering commitment to District 4, the citizens of Georgia, and the Department of Transportation. Be it further resolved, a copy of this resolution should be spread upon the minutes of the meeting, and a suitable copy be presented to Scott Chambers to honor in recognition of his retirement in the Georgia Department of Transportation for 32 years. We adopt this hopefully on May 15th. Madam Chair, I would like to make this in the form of a motion.
All right, I have a motion and I have a second. Do I have any remarks? I want to say thank you, Scott, because I too have used that phone many a times, and I appreciate your service. We have the motion on the floor. It's been seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes carry. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I told Tim before the meeting, I was at the hotel, we were getting ready to come over for the meeting. And I told my wife, I don't know if I can go over there. Because for 32 years, all I've known is to get up and go to DOT. And it's been truly an honor and a privilege to be a part of this organization from entry level all the way up to the district engineer. Tim mentioned all the storms. Y'all probably do want me to retire, because it seems like when I got into it, it's all been storms and everything else. So maybe if I retire this year, will give us a reprieve. But I would be remiss if I did not tell the story. 37 years ago, me and the gentleman at the other end of the table there, the deputy commissioner, were across the street, wandering around trying to figure out what we wanted to do with our lives. Never in my wildest dreams did we looked across the street this way, but I think we were looking at the varsity, where we're going to go in. Never in my wildest dream did I imagine in 37 years I'd be standing in front of the State Transportation Board accepting this great honor. And really, it has been my privilege to do this, and I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss y'all. I'm going to in this room, the friends, the co-workers, and just the day in and day out enjoyment of a career at GDOT. So thank you all again. And you're not getting rid of me that easy. I will be around for storm consultation if needed.
Board Member Kathy Williams would like to.
So for 2 years of your 32-year career, I've gotten to share you with Tim. And it has been a privilege and an honor. And I just want the board members to know, I told a story yesterday about getting challenged on whether 3 or 4 or 7 were the best districts. But any time I called, or more often than not texted, Scott was so responsive. And when I needed him, he always had my back, literally sometimes showing up, coming to meetings with communities that had invited the entire political substructure of the community. And he always came in there with that smile and always walked out with that smile. And more often than not, everybody in the room also left with that smile. And so he had a way of cutting through the stuff and getting down to the nitty-gritty and just explaining the situation. And I think it was appreciated at every meeting I've ever been in. And I appreciated you because you taught me a lot. And so thank you for being one of my district engineers for the 2.5 years that I've been on the board.
Thank you. Thank you. And honestly, I thank you for, when you became a member of the board, having a new member of the board helped me become a better district engineer, because I got to work and try to explain what GDOT was, how we do things, and it reminded us why we do what we do. So, thank you.
Again, thanks to you so very much and your lovely wife.
Tina, if you'd like to come up, you get a couple of pictures. And Madam Chair, on behalf of the board, I'm going to present this to Scott. And again, thank you. Gosh, thanks. It's not enough to say, but we do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see, Tina, if you want to get in here with.
Thank you again so very much. At this time, we will go forward with our board committee reports, and I would like to have our board committee chair, Jeff Lewis, with the Program Delivery Committee. Jeff?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Program Delivery Committee convened on May 14th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Board members present included myself as chair, Golden, Snipes, Gravely, Purcell, Boswell, Williams, Stoner, Stein, and Dunn. First order of business, the State TIA Administrator Kenneth Franks presented an annual update on the status of the Transportation Investment Act in the 4 active regions in Georgia. Some highlights from 2024 include 142 projects advancing to construction, 112 projects completed in construction, and program expenditures exceeding $210 million. Projects in TIA-1 continue to progress in the construction phase. Sales tax collection for TIA-2 and Southern Georgia TIA-1 continue to outpace the original forecast for each region, allowing project schedule to be accelerated. Southern Georgia's TIA-2 is currently projected to start in April 1, 2026. Our second order of business, the Assistant State Program Delivery Administrator, Charles Robinson, presented updates on mobility projects either in development or under construction along the Metro Atlanta I-285 corridor. The presentation focused mostly on the interchange design bid-build projects that are currently managed by the GDOT Office of Program Delivery. But the presentation also acknowledged some of the design-build projects that are currently being managed by the GDOT P3 division. The project updates included descriptions of each project and general project status updates. There were also a mention of the I-285 West Wall Capital Maintenance Pavement Preservation projects, also being managed by the GDOT Office of Program Delivery. No action was taken during the committee. The committee adjourned at 2:08 p.m., and this concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Now we go into the board committee report from the Committee of the Whole. The Committee of the Whole convened yesterday at 2:09 p.m. Our board members present was Boswell, Williams, Key, Stoner, Stein, Golden, Dunn, Lewis, Snipes, Gravely, and Purcell. The first order of business was District 7 Engineer Paul Denard provided an update on District 7 to the GDOT board. A district overview was provided that included regional statistics, growth, and coverage of the metro region. District 7 is excelling in the area of customer service and has seen an increase in the permit approvals. Key construction projects in 8 congressional districts were highlighted, including widening, interchange improvements, and roundabouts. A district maintenance update was provided that included the resurfacing and routine maintenance activities in preparation for upcoming special events, including the World Cup in the summer of 2025 and in 2026. Our second order of business, we had our state traffic engineer, Alan Davis, here. We had our state signal operator engineer also with us, Sam Hindu, and they both presented the department's involvement with traffic management for the major events that will be in Metro Atlanta and the state of Georgia. Through partnership with local governments and organizations, GDOT has worked closely with these teams to successfully manage traffic through major concerts, sporting events, and even emergencies. Mr. Davis highlighted how GDOT worked with the partnership to develop the playbook for the Super Bowl in 2019, which has been the foundation to event management in our region. Mr. Hindu provided an update on recent activities with the college football national championship and highlighted the planning efforts GDOT is going to be a part of with the City of Atlanta for the upcoming 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, as well as the 2026 FIFA World Cup. There was no further action that was taken by the committee, and we adjourned at 3:03 p.m., and this concludes the report. As we move forward into new business, do I have any new business that needs to be brought before the board? Do I have any old business? Well, I want to remind everybody that our June meeting will be a one-day meeting. It will be held on Wednesday, June the 18th, at 10 a.m. will be our board committee meetings. At 1 p.m. will be our board meetings. That is on Wednesday, the day before Juneteenth. So it is on that Wednesday. Please make note and make plans accordingly. Now, I also would like to do a recognition that we have someone that was in the Georgia Trend this month that was highlighted for the accomplishments of which was involved there by the workplace that was provided within that facility. This person was recognized by being a Georgia Small Business Star. And I wish to recognize our own Stacy Key for being recognized in this behalf. It's always a wonderful thing for us to be able to recognize the board members and the activities that we have outside of working through our communities. So congratulations, Stacy, on that honor. Want to say thank you for Brad Saxon. I guess I hate to say this, but I sure was glad that you were giving the last report today as our deputy commissioner. But we look forward to continuing to work together, particularly since you live in Effingham County and in my district. So. But thank you for your service, and that thank you will also be made later on as we go forward. Are there any other comments? Yes, to Doug Stoner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just wanted to make sure everybody got their free Sunday coupon, and the reason this is on your desk, some of you may not realize my family owns Dairy Queens. We've been in the business since 1955, but some of my former legislative colleagues have known that. So at my first meeting last month, several of them came to me and said, well, when are you going to start bringing your dilly bars to the board meetings? I said, well, I don't know about that. So this is a lot less messier than me trying to bring dilly bars. So, and by the way, these coupons are good at any Dairy Queen, not just the ones I own. So just wanted to let you know, please, use these. And no, I will not be bringing dilly bars to the board meetings and everything in the future. Thank you.
But we thank you for those comments. Also, again, a reminder that our next June meeting will be a one-day, and it will be on the Wednesday prior to our normal time, so on the 18th. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Everyone have safe travel home, and with that, I adjourn this meeting.
See you.